Good evening, and welcome to Wrassle Cast with myself, Peter Metalhead, and my ever-lovely co-host.
Me, L4DDarkVampRaven, and these fucking advertisements on Skype. Oh. Anyway, it's that time of the month again where you lovely people have to listen to us chat about a sport called wrestling, for the next hour or two. So, yeah, fun for us. This podcast is going to be on Night of Champions, WWE Night of Champions 2014, or what I like to call Night of Disappointments, of what I thought it actually was. I just thought it was really disappointing, this was. A lot of people, I talked to people about it, they said, it wasn't so bad. I will get to the reasons why it was quite... Okay, there was some good stuff in it. Like the tag team titles, that was good. US and the Continental Divas, just all... all just like, let's not even get into the Mark Henry Rusev. The Mark Henry Rusev, when they writ that down on a bit of paper, someone must have drawn a big massive shit for that sort of match, So let's go on to this. So we start off... you can go on, actually. What was the did it have a pre-show match, actually?
I believe so, but I didn't catch it.
It
wasn't, I'm not sure, I don't think it was a match. It was, Christian, came back with the Peep Show.
Yeah, the Peep Show with Chris Jericho.
The only reason I know that, because Michael Cole couldn't shut the fuck up about it during the, Chris Jericho Randy Orton match. Like, hey, on the Peep Show, Chris Jericho did this, and Randy Orton came out and did that, and then, like, they challenged him, like, to do stuff later on, and I was like, okay. Then what was the point of having a peep show if you're just going to tell us that?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I didn't see that. I'm assuming you didn't see that either.
Nah.
Which kind of sucks.
I've given up on the pre-shows, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not exactly good. Or kick-offs, actually, if they're more likely called than pre-shows.
Or Raw, or SmackDown. In fact, the only good thing they do anymore is NXT.
Yeah, it's kind of true. But yeah, there is a few more weeks till time to the network. The network officially does come to the UK, unlike people like you who kind of, just get it on another account. But yeah, so it's going to be good for me.
Well,
anyway,
actually, mine has officially run out as of this week.
Oh, well, you can officially maybe get it back in 3 weeks' time. So.
And you can suck my dick. How about that?
Maybe that'll be after this call.
Well, no, it's. I hope when they bring it out, it's not like a minimum 6-month subscription, because
it will be. Man.
That was the problem I had with me. Well, apparently in America they've started releasing 3-month ones and 1-month things, but the shorter the subscription, the costlier it is,
Yeah, it's like they've only put it in just to stop people basically getting it for pay-per-views and obviously buying out the next day, that sort of thing. So I mean, they have every right to do that sort of thing, but it is annoying.
Well, to be fair, with the quality of pay-per-views recently, with the exception of SummerSlam, it's understandable.
And WrestleMania, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's quite a while since WrestleMania, and WrestleMania was
still this year.
WrestleMania was the first one to be shown on the network, so
yeah, sure, exactly.
So that kind of gets a free pass.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, so let's move on, and we're going to move on to Night of Champions. The opening match, or the first match, other than I'm assuming the pre-show probably went well. It sucks that I didn't get to see that because I've been missing Christian. I have no idea why he's doing pre-show shit, but there we go. So the opening match was obviously the Usos versus Star and Goldust for the tag team titles, and obviously this was quite a good match, as it normally was. Didn't feel like it could have gone as good as it could have been between these two. Usually when we see the Usos versus the Wyatts, or the Goldust and Stardust versus the Wyatt, usually get a phenomenal match, and obviously we didn't get a phenomenal match, unfortunately, but it was good enough. So, and of course Goldust and Stardust recaptured the tag team titles. Saw it coming. I'm not trying to sound like some wrestling guru that knows everything. I saw it coming because the Usos have had the titles for probably long. How long have they had them now? About 3 months.
They've had it since before WrestleMania.
Your memory's better than mine.
They've had it since before WrestleMania, because the pre-match on that was the 4-way tags, the titles, and they had them then. I'm trying to think before that. I think it's because I think the Dust Brothers. Yeah, I think the Dust Brothers lost them at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then the Usos picked them up the month after.
Yeah, I think they won it on Raw. I don't think they won it on a pay-per-view. Well, they might have done. I can't honestly remember. That's how much the Usos sometimes, WWE make them look that good. I can't even remember. But anyway, so the Usos dropped it to Star and Goldust. They just turned heel. I was happy with this. This is one of the only things I had good to say about this pay-per-view. Right choice to drop it to a good heel team. It means that Goldust and Stardust are sticking around for a little bit more. They were saying that they were going to get rid of Goldust at some point, but obviously that's not going to happen now. It annoys me more now that the Wyatts couldn't get it done, but obviously they dropped the titles to Goldust and Stardust. Why? Maybe because the Wyatts, maybe their time's coming later. So I don't know.
Actually, thinking about that, can you imagine a feud between the Wyatts and the Dust Brothers?
That'd be pretty good. I mean, they've had matches before, haven't they? Haven't they had matches before? Goldust and Stardust.
Yeah, probably just like blow-off matches like during the Raw and it's like.
Yeah. I know the Usos and the Wyatts had fantastic matches, and they had the pre-show. An opening match was those Wyatts versus the Usos, and it was fantastic. So we start off from pay-per-view with new tag team champions. I'm happy with this. It was quite a good match. Usos dominated it. Then Goldust and that came back with it. How did the match end? I think at some point, got Stardust ends up catching one of the Usos in the rope and starts slapping him with the glove laughing, like really funny. This also debuted a new attire as well for them. Goldust and Stardust both had new makeup, and obviously Stardust's style on his hand was different. So also goes for the splash on Stardust, touches his knees, hits it with a roll out new tag team champions. So what do you think? Good match, good opener.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I wish this would have been at SummerSlam instead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not because I mean the Usos and the Dust Brothers were in the Lumberjack match, weren't they? And it's just like it wasn't like there weren't like 50 other people you could choose for the roster and then just put these guys in the match, even if it was a pre-show one.
Exactly.
I mean, look at that Royal Rumble. Fucking the Dust Brothers lost the tag titles on the fucking pre-show.
I know, that's weird, but stranger things have happened. We've seen the Spirit Squad beating Big Show and Kane for the tag team titles, and that was probably one of the biggest shock. Well, one of what could be the biggest shockers in WWE. But again, they were new talent, so it does suck because we didn't have there wasn't a tag team match for SummerSlam, was there? There wasn't one, which is weird to say because we could have had the Wyatts going up against the Usos again, and again made it. I would have gave SummerSlam 9 out of 10, probably could have boosted it, so there we go. So good opener, new tag team champions, obviously, good thing, well done to Goldust and Stardust, hopefully they won't lose it 2 months down the line. So we move on to the United States title, Sheamus versus Cesaro, and I'm sorry, I'm going to cut here. The wrong person won. Sheamus should not have won this match. First of all, it should have been Sheamus versus Swagger. I said this on Facebook. Swagger right now will be the best. I think I might have even said this on the last podcast. Swagger right now is the best person to have the United States title. They keep putting Cesaro up for the US title. Why? He had his run when he came in, and he had oh shit. Who was Cesaro's manager when he first came in? Fuck, I can't even remember.
I wasn't watching that at the time.
No, I think it was. I got a strange feeling it was Lana. He was his manager, but I don't think it was. Shit, I can't remember. Oh, well, when he first came in, he had a manager, but then again, he got rid of her. No, I think it was Xana, actually. Yeah, it was Xana, that was it. Xana was his manager. So he won the US title and he did well with it, and he lost it, and now they just keep slinging him back in these matches. So, the match overall basically was alright. It wasn't the best match we could have had between Sheamus and Cesaro. We've had much better matches between Sheamus and Cesaro. I'm not putting them two down because Sheamus and Cesaro usually do have good matches. They've had a lot of good matches on SmackDown in previous matches, but I felt this one was nothing compared to what it could have been. It was okay towards the end, but again, of course, the Irish Cena, and I'm sorry if people don't want me saying that, but that's what he is. Cesaro, I like Sheamus, but all he is now is just some squasher. All he does is beat people, he squash matches people, and he's hanging on to a belt that he's had for months that has no meaning to it anymore in my eyes. So it's just like, why did they make Sheamus win this match? It's beyond me.
As you were saying with Swagger, as the theory I said to you a couple of podcasts ago, they should have put the US title on Swagger and then have him and Rusev face off for it, or have Rusev win the title. And
God, that would have been good.
Oh no! And then at SummerSlam, Jack Swagger comes to, and he defeats Rusev to win back the US title. It'd be a bit better than these symbolic, fucking stupid matches. I mean, what's more symbolic than the US title?
Yeah,
it's US. It has the American fucking flag on it, that patriotic shit. But we'll get to that later on in a Rusev match. But there you go. It's not going to happen.
Match wasn't too bad. It went on. Sheamus Cesaro came back. Obviously, he went really high. He did some really weird kind of torture rack kind of slam over move. He kicked out of that. Then Cesaro really gained his momentum. So we had some near fall kickouts. and stuff. But of course, as soon as he kicked out of that, he backed him into the corner, and of course there came the bro kick out of nowhere, and of course the RFC now manages to win the title. Stupid win, stupid match, pointless end. It should have been. I don't think it even should be Cesaro. I'll give every credit to Cesaro. He was the only talented one. He's amazing talented, but he shouldn't be going after the US title. He's had his run. Give it to someone else. So I wasn't happy about that. I was kind of hoping that he would lose the title, but he didn't. So yeah, so it's absolute bullshit in my opinion. I'm sorry, but it really was. It was absolute fucking shit. So anyway, moving on, we move on to the third match, which was The Miz and Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. And again, I'm going to have to say that this had another fucking pointless ending. I can't believe the winner of this match. It was just like, really, again? I haven't even written much for this match because I just thought, okay, here's how it is, yeah? Right. Ziggler and Miz usually do work well together. They always work matches well together. Usually when they have matches together, they can work it well. Two talented people. I don't care. Go on. You want to put in the comments that you don't like the Miz and how you think he's, you think that hoorah was probably the worst thing that he could have done. Go on. Say that. I think Miz, or him holding the WWE Championship was a waste. How he main evented WrestleMania, whereas someone like CM Quitter didn't, and stuff like that, So, but fine. I think the Miz is quite talented and I enjoy him. So there we go. Obviously I don't enjoy him in that way, but and obviously they're doing this stupid lookalikes thing, and they've obviously got Damien Mizdow doing everything, and I've got to give credit to Sandow. He's doing it so well because
it is hilarious. Yeah.
It is. I mean, he copies everything he does, and Sandow always gives 110% into everything he does, and seeing him copy everything the Miz does is just fantastic. So, and obviously they've got Ziggler as well, which I think is a bit odd that R-Truth is doing a Dolph Ziggler replica, and I'm not going to say why because I'll probably get called a racist, but it's a little bit odd is what I'm going to say, but then there we go, it gets R-Truth doing something at the end of the day, I guess, so, but it's not too bad. So did we have R Ziggler out? Did he come out on that night? I don't know. Yeah, R Ziggler came out and Damien Mizdow was out ringside too. We had that country band. What was that band on commentary? I don't know.
I think they did that Raw Country a while last year.
Yeah, they're at the Triple. They've been on Raw before. Yeah.
I saw the acronym. It's FGL. I think it's Florida Georgia Line or something like that. I'm probably wrong, but who gives a shit? Because they were fucking horrible on commentary. They did a spot where, was it Mizdow was like, "Hey, you guys, I hate you for reasons."
I hate you for reasons. What we're going to do, we're just going to push him over.
Yeah.
And that's currently going to defeat him, apparently, just by two pushing over, yeah? And all we're going to do is we're just going to plug how our tribute to the troops and how good our band is and how much more you can give us a bigger dick than the egos we've already got, So, no offence to the people that like this band. They're not too bad, to be honest. I've heard worse. If I had a choice between listening to them and My Chemical Romance, I'd probably choose them. But all they did was have their dicks sucked by the announcing table, and they didn't really have any interest in the match whatsoever, and their main spot was just to push Damien Mizdow over anyway. So he gets pushed over. They seem like basically the Rybacks, yeah, we're Ryback, we're Rybacks, we're a band, we can do this, we can do that, whatever.
They think about it though, at least Damien Sandow finally got a push.
Yeah, he did. He really did, yeah.
Oh god, that was fucking terrible, I apologise.
He's already had the push, really, though. But I suppose that's what Sandow does now. Just replicas people. So, which has been embarrassing, and that's why I hate what WWE are doing. I hate what they're doing to him because Sandow is again amazingly talented, really good talent. Sandow does his gimmick, does a heel really well. You're welcome, and what do they make him do? And now he doesn't even do You're Welcome anymore. Hallelujah. He's been mimicking people, hasn't he? The last month or 2 months he's been mimicking people, except for Vince McMahon. That one was actually quite funny. But, and now he's permanently just the Miz's bum chum pretty much now. So, yeah. So, after they push him over, they go about, it goes back and forth again. Ziggler hits strong, hits on the Faymaster, but Miz kicks out. Ziggler goes for a super kick, but Sandow comes back. Sandow takes a super kick. Ziggler kicks in. Miz rolls up the Miz. Basically, Miz rolls up Ziggler with tights, and boom. We get the Miz win back the Intercontinental title just as Dolph Ziggler beat it from him in SummerSlam. Sorry, that is uncreative in my opinion. That is just ridiculous. I can't believe they gave it back to the Miz. It's just truly uncreative. It's Ziggler's finally earned this. He won it a month ago, and now they've just stripped him of it a month later. again, good match, okay match, except for the countryman, but again, pointless end. I wasn't happy about the Miz winning it back. Not because I'm not a Miz fan, as I've stated already am, but because this has been Ziggler's run in a while since he's actually held and gave meaning to a belt, and they just basically think, oh, you know what, let's just give it back to the Miz, even though we made him win it a month later. But of course, this is Night of Champions. Some people have to lose belts. But why change the title of a new winner of someone we saw a month ago at SummerSlam? It's like we already had the Intercontinental title changed at SummerSlam. Did he have to win it back again a month later? No. But there we go. And now breathe. Right, yeah, go on, you can talk about the next one. We were set to have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, but it didn't happen. And do you want to explain why it didn't happen?
Well, it was actually for legit reasons, so fair enough. We can't go yelling at creative like we could at Battleground.
No.
But yeah, it's fortunate. He's had emergency surgery. It was like
it was an hernia. It was something in hernia. Something to do with
an inverted hernia or something like that. We probably got that wrong, I apologise, but yeah, it's some kind of serious fucking hernia that needed surgery, so there you go. He's going to be out for a few months, and Daniel Bryan's still out, and Bad News Barrett's still out.
Apparently now I'm reading that apparently I don't know if you read this, Brock Lesnar apparently is now having stomach pain now as well, so that's going to be another one, yeah.
Well, he is missing 50% of his intestines.
but yeah, really? What?
Yeah, because remember that disease, Paul Heyman did that promo on, I think it was just after SummerSlam, I was like, well, it was it's endocrinitis or something like that. Like you say, I really should, I should take notes on what the fucking illness is that WWE says. But yeah, it was a legit thing when he was a UFC fighter. Some serious fucking intestinal tract problem, and what I've read, apparently he's had like shit ton of his intestines removed.
Oh, well, I apologise, I had no idea. Again, I'm not a huge Brock Lesnar fan, I didn't follow him during the UFC or anything like that.
It's just after Heyman said that shit, I thought, what, is that work or legit? So I looked it up and I was like, alright, that's great.
I must have zoned out or maybe been half asleep when he said that.
I think that explains that stupid-ass tattoo he has. It's the same with Scott Steiner. He's got a big stupid-ass like chest tattoo goes down because he had open heart surgery, so I'm guessing Lesnar did the same, put a tattoo on to cover it up.
So, yeah.
That's just pure speculation, by the way, but,
No, it's probably true. If you asked him in real life, it's probably true. Like, if anything, that's probably true. Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, so, well, apparently he's been serious, obviously experiencing stomach pains for now, the reasons that I do know, so, it's not like it really matters anyway. He doesn't work a full-time schedule anyway, so I'm assuming he'll have enough time, so I think. Hell in a Cell, what I'm going to talk about later, is we could potentially have some good matches set up for Hell in a Cell, so that'd be good. So, yeah, so, as, I think Jack was saying, obviously, we stepped having Roman Seth Rollins could have been the match of the night. It could have been. Now, as you know, I don't talk about Raw and SmackDown. Hello, you talking? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, but I am saying, but it could have been a match of the night. But what was actually quite good was what actually happened. Well, wait, see. Well, I'll let you finish what you were about to say about SmackDown. But what actually did happen was the fucking highlights of the night.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, obviously, yeah. I want to talk a little bit into that without going over track. Yeah, as you know, obviously we've cut out. We used to cover Raw and SmackDown the build up to these matches, and obviously what happened.
Thank God we stopped doing that.
Yes, thank God.
Last month we had to go off, it would have been like 15-minute fucking podcasts just going like, oh my god, why?
Yeah, well, one, it seemed a bit unprofessional. Two, it was hard for me to take down notes of everything because sometimes I get tired watching Raw and SmackDown. I don't just want to write about it. Three, sometimes stuff didn't even happen on SmackDown to promote any of these feuds. If it did, it was just the same bollocks repeated on the last week. So anyway, as for weeks building up for this pay-per-view, okay, obviously there wasn't a lot of match building. There wasn't a lot of. We did have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins on Raw the week before, which was a good match. So at least we got to see him on the week before, obviously before this happened. So that wasn't too bad. So that's what I was going to say. We had those two fight on Raw. It was a good match. It was a match I was looking forward to, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So go on. What happened instead of it? Go on.
Well, quickly, apparently a lot of people I saw were pissed off that. Reigns pinned Rollins clean on Raw, so it was just like, well, go be all. That's the pay-per-view match ruined,
No, I can guarantee Seth would have still won it. He still won in probably. The bank, It's still that's probably why they did it. They got Roman to win Raw just to get the win, so they wasn't making their main star having a loss at a pay-per-view, so it wouldn't matter. So,
maybe. Do you reckon, like, this is pure fucking tinfoil hat speculation. You reckon they did that, saw the reaction on the internet, so I was saying, oh great, that's you just given us the pay-per-view match on Raw. That's fucking pointless. So maybe this whole hernia thing is a giant work. But, kayfabe 2.0 or whatever. But obviously, I'm joking about that. I don't think that's obviously what happened. But imagine if it did.
That'd be pretty fucked up if it did. I don't think there'd be a lot of unhappy people about that.
But what did happen instead was actually probably more entertaining thinking about another Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match. Was fucking Rollins comes out, he says, hey, he's got surgery, but he still didn't turn up, the twat.
Yeah, he did that last time, to Dean Ambrose,
Yeah, I challenge. You got 10 seconds to come out. There you go. You forfeit. No, I challenge anyone to come out from the back, anyone at all, and then
saw it coming.
Taxi driver pulls up. Out comes fucking Dean Ambrose. Doesn't even pay his cab fare.
TDL pointed that out. There's a meme actually going around on that. Have you seen that? Where the taxi goes, that'll be $9.99, sir. And we see Ambrose, he goes, nope. That's funny.
Yeah, and then Ambrose comes out after being away from filming the film. Comes out, fucking runs down, twats him all up around the side, everywhere around the arena, around the audience and everything. Awesome.
Rollins,
and then about 15 security staff come out, including Jamie Noble, Finlay, and what's his name? Was it Joey Mercury?
Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble. I don't know if you saw that or if you heard about it. There was after that event, we had Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble trending on Twitter because obviously they got involved during Night of Champions, which is quite funny considering. But they work backstage. They've been working backstage for years anyway. So there we go.
Yeah, they finally break them up, and then everyone's like Seth Rollins, calm down. They turn around, and Ambrose just runs across that little small waist high Titantron they got, and then just takes out everyone with a big elbow.
Pretty much just cripples everyone.
That was awesome, and then just keeps going back after Rollins.
Just keeps going back. So they fight, and obviously
it was just amazing.
It was. Triple H comes down and they put that white stuff on it, that white tape on him. Carry him out.
Not twisty ties. That's what you get on bread. No, fucking, you know what I mean.
They just tie him with bread. Yeah, damn it, I'm not a loaf.
Not twisty ties. You know the shit you get in certain packaging for
Yeah, the thing that's kind of really hard to get out of, and sometimes it's better than using that, but then handcuffs. Yeah, I know what you mean. I just can't figure the name.
It's usually, I think Riot Police use it more. They don't run out of cups or whatever.
Yeah, it's still good stuff. So
yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about this. Let's put over this.
Let's go
hand constraining material.
Yeah, fuck wrestling. Yeah, so
handcuffs. I love handcuffs, but rope is always good.
Rope's good as well.
Yeah. I don't know why fucking handcuffs decide to bury rope though, because rope is used for centuries, but then handcuffs, showed up and fucking squashed rope and then buried it, and we just haven't heard of rope as a good tying up thing since. Oh God, I spend too much time on fucking wrestling forums and shit. Yeah.
You really do. There was that sign on Raw, Night of Champions. I think it said "Eat, Sleep, Bury, Repeat," which I thought was quite funny. Yeah. And of course, Night of Champions, there that giant Patrick with the open mouth thing showed up as well, so that was quite cool. Right, one thing before we go on to probably the most awful match of the night. So has Dean Ambrose officially finished filming then? I mean, is he like the main star in this movie, or is he only in a quarter?
No, he's the main dude, the premise of it sounds... I can't bring it up at the moment. Well, I could bring it up, but I don't want to waste 10 minutes talking about it. Yeah. It's just some basic... He's a cop, New York cop or something, and he's out for revenge or some shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds basically you're saying copy-paste, fucking straight-to-video, fucking WWE film, so... Which is a shame, really.
So it's officially stopped filming. So it's all done now.
I don't know. He might have just been out. He might have just had a break and then came back for 2 nights and then.
Because I'm assuming they only called him back because of Roman Reigns. Because obviously, if Roman Reigns was around, would Dean Ambrose have obviously showed up?
Yeah, he was rumoured to schedule an appearance, so I'm guessing they would have had the match, and then Ambrose would have interfered or something. Okay. So, if anything, I'm glad this worked because this was so much better than Ambrose just doing a lazy running. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So, well, that's kind of good. I wouldn't have thought he's only been out for a couple of weeks, filming the movie. I don't think he's finished filming it, but I suppose we'll see on.
It's been a whole month, hasn't it? So.
Well, he was on Raw, so we'll have to wait. Oh, yeah, I know, but sometimes it can take longer than that. But that's why I was wondering if he was the main star or not, because sometimes it takes more than months to film movies. So unfortunately, we did lose what could have been the match of the night. It wasn't a title match. There was a few matches that weren't title matches, but I suppose it's like what my partner said here. They did have a good build-up. They did recover it really well, and so yeah, overall that was good. So now we move on to, oh my god, to what was probably on the script was probably a giant turd drawn with little lines and had holes. We come on to Mark Henry versus Rusev, and before I start going on to how bad this match was...
Yeah, before you do that, that wasn't what was written on the script at all. Basically what it was, Vinnie Mac had, scribbled in with felt pen a big red, white and blue flag, and the rest of the script was covered with his fucking jism.
Yeah, like that South Park scene and Randy Orton's like, oh, not Randy Orton, where Randy Marsh is like, ectoplasm everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously that's what, that was me at SummerSlam. It was slightly the opposite of this baby. So obviously they did Mark Henry versus Rusev. So what they've done, the build up for this, obviously, I think the SmackDown before, when Rusev had the win, he went to bring down the Russian flag again, but obviously Mark Henry tricked him, and Crystal Mace is on. And yeah, sorry, I'm watching Challenge in the background. That's important.
Nice. Trust me, it's more interesting than Night of Champions.
Oh, but it's Ed Shooter Pole doing it, so it's not going to be a good episode. So, but even
Fuck you, he was good. Anyway.
No, he was good. He was good. Everyone that says, "Oh, Richard O'Brien's the best," no, I think Ed Shooter Pole held up well. Anyway, moving off that.
Push Ed Shooter Pole.
But
anyway.
So yeah, obviously, and then they had Mark Henry try and rally the troops on America on Raw, which obviously plan that failed. So they've just basically taken Swagger over. They've basically replaced him with Mark Henry before the pay-per-view, because we had Big Show, Riley, and Booker T on the panel. Again, I don't pay attention to that panel bullshit. Big Show gives him this leotard and this scarf, saying, "You got to do this, man. You got to do this for America." Well, man, I'll go out there, and I'll do this for America. And does he do it for America? Fuck knows. But no offence, but screw doing it for America. No offence to Americans. He should have been doing it just so Rusev could have had a loss. This is Mark Henry. This is a guy I thought, okay, now, clearly this is where Rusev is going to get his first loss against Mark Henry. This is Mark Henry. He's a big, bad motherfucker. He's the only guy that can probably stand up to Rusev. He's going to go into Night of Champions. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be Mark Henry flying out of the accolade. World's Strongest Slam gets the win. It was nothing like that.
Nope.
Basically, what it was
botches everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. We had Rusev slam Mark Henry once, not twice, once into the steel steps, and then basically has the world's worst backache after that. He basically fights out the accolade once, and then he does the world's strongest slam, but of course he can't recover.
It wasn't so much fight out the accolade, it just looked like Rusev just couldn't lock it in properly. And I don't mean kayfabe, I mean it just looked like there's no physical way he could have got Mark's arms onto his legs. I was just like, oh dear.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Rusev's got giant fucking legs and Mark's got giant arms, so the two are just not going to wrap around each other.
That's true. I mean, he is a hard person to get. I don't think he fired out the accolade on. I think he did it on Raw when they had a match. They had a match on Raw. I think he folded out of it. I don't think I know Mark did the world's strongest slam. So the match started out basically. Mark dominated it. He obviously said, "Come on, man, come on, fight me." And obviously Rusev comes back. He does the world's strongest slam, but after he's thrown into the steps. But obviously he hurt his back. He can't recover. Rusev rolls out the ring. Rusev comes back, kicks, super kicks him, more kicks, slams him again, does the accolade, and Mark Henry passes out. So technically speaking, it's exactly the same thing, exactly the same way with Jack Swagger. This is the same last Swagger match. Swagger didn't tap out. He passed out at the pay-per-view. This is exactly the same win. It's again, not creative. It's very sloppy creative work, very sloppy writing, and I actually wanted to see a good match between these two, and Rusev lose. He is not yet to lose, and all they seem to be doing is not only are they putting over this Russia thing like no tomorrow, not only is the medal just enough to make you cringe when he comes out, let alone waving the Russian flag, no offence to Russians, but yet they just slam basically an American forward, let's roll the USA, and then they have them lose exactly the same way as the last person did. So it's just like, what are you doing, WWE? Another good match, just completely eaten up, shut out, and probably we're never going to see the light of day again. I hope to God.
You forgot to mention one of the best bits.
Did I?
The fucking entrance, Mark Henry just stands there and starts crying. Lillian Garcia singing.
Oh yeah, with the national anthem.
I was on Squared Circle on the live pay-per-view chat, and I was like, being smarky as I usually sometimes am, late at night. Well, I wasn't drinking though, which is strange for me on a pay-per-view, not drinking. But yeah, I was like, the start of the national anthem. I thought they didn't even do that at SummerSlam, did they? I can't remember, but
no, they didn't.
Yeah, so I was like, Lillian Garcia.
I fast forwarded.
Yeah, start singing. I'm thinking, Mark Henry's doing a crying bit. I was like, oh, fucking, wait, Rusev about to interrupt for like cheap nuclear heat in 5. In a round. I thought that would have been a good way to just get like the cheapest, most fucking hostile heat, especially in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Was it Nashville?
I think so. I have no idea. Well, I don't know where the Night Champions took place. You've got the wiki up. If you just scroll up, you can have a look.
Oh, give me a second then. And don't tell our listeners my trade secrets, you twat.
Well, how else do you know how long the matches went on for?
Because I do painstaking research and time them and write them all down. Yes, you prick.
How would you be painstakingly and annoyful for you to even do that?
True.
Anyway, where was it at?
Nashville, Tennessee. So
Tennessee, yeah.
The only thing I can say about that opening spot is Lillian Garcia is a hell of a singer.
Oh no, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
And why why they chose Nicole Scherzinger to fucking sing the national anthem at WrestleMania 25 instead of her?
No, I mean, Lillian Garcia has always been a good singer. I was sure she's done the national anthem. I think she's done it on like 3 occasions. Back in the day, she did it for them as well. I think back in the 2000 Attitude Era. But she's always been a good singer. She's got, she's got an album now, and it annoys me how they don't get her to sing more. They just want to get in some like Beyonce wannabe or something and get them to sing America. No, fuck off.
Oh yeah, that's a WrestleMania 25 thing. I wasn't watching wrestling properly, but I thought I'd buy the DVD because it was dirt cheap. It was like a tenner for a 3-disc box. I watched it. I wasn't acclimatised to the PG era, so I thought a lot of it was crap. And I rewatched it, and then I thought some of it's actually pretty good. But yeah, Nicole Scherzinger, the fucking Pussycat Dolls, fucking singing without autotune. I was like, oh god. Not even American, and I feel bad for Americans for that one. But anyway, let's.
Yeah, it just sucks in music. But so I mean, obviously the match was just uncreative, had the same basic win as a Swagger. Again, we didn't see a Rusev loss, which I really wanted to see. Not because I'm not a fan of him. I think he's a good wrestler. I just think that he's obviously he's like a guest that stays in your house. He's kind of more or less overstaying his welcome. I'm not saying he's overstaying his welcome to WWE. I think he's overstaying his streak a little bit at the minute. Yeah. But, so that's what happened. So let's move on. I move on, so I'm just trying to read through my notes because I actually did I wrote some painstaking, see right here, notes I put, did I already say we had the match of the night? Well, let's add another one. Of course they had to do this one. Mark Henry versus Rusev, probably the worst match of the night. I don't even know why I wrote this down because I don't read it out in the show, in the podcast thing, so which I should do really. Anyway, moving on, it was... Shit.
Jericho versus Randy Orton, mad.
Jericho versus Randy Orton, which again, another disappointer. And they were actually... Alright, you can disagree.
No, I don't disagree. I thought they put on an okay working match, but other than that, there's nothing special to it. It was just...
I mean, it was a good match. It was good to watch. I'm not saying it was like, oh my god, that's just what like watching paint dry. We just had the paint dry match, you know what I mean? So, no, it was good. People were chanting, this is awesome, and the commentators were like, oh my god, amazing match. It wasn't really an amazing match. I mean, Jericho just...
it was okay at best.
Yeah. Jericho had his arse pretty much handed to him for most of the match anyway. It was... I don't know, it's kind of... Sometimes it's when you're doing these podcasts, it's hard to say it's hard to write down what you think of a match in your own words, and it's also hard to say how a match is. This was one of those times. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad at the same time. It was a mixture, wasn't it? It was like, you paint your kid's room brown, but you don't like the colour, but it'll do for now. Well, I don't know why I said brown, I meant to say red. But...
No, but red seemed like a nice colour.
Yeah, exactly, but most people like blue and pink because of baby and girl, whatever. So, but I'm just saying, you don't like the colour, but you're going to stick with it. This was like that. Written down on paper, it was good, but when it came to the match, it was again just a little bit worn down. It was a bit boring. I found it a bit boring. It started off midway. It was quite slow to get into it. Orton was basically dominating most of the match anyway. Let's go back to Rusev and Mark Henry for a bit. I was starting to think the reason that Rusev may have passed out, Mark Henry might have passed out because I know that he was talking about retirement at some point. So I don't know, maybe they made him pass out as a way to maybe get him like off the borders sort of list. I don't know.
He's only just come back after like another 6-month exile.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, with Henry, he's kind of confused. He didn't want to retire because, he wanted to retire because of his... I mean, he tried... I don't know, was you watching wrestling when he gave that retirement speech?
I've read a lot about it, and everyone raves about how awesome it is, and now he got that catchphrase. Well, not a catchphrase, but he had a joke said on Square Circle a lot. It's like, you're all just a bunch of puppets,
Yeah, he basically trolled us. It was good, that retirement speech. It was awesome. He was crying. He was interacting with the fans. Saying like, even said, "Yeah, I remember the Mae Young scene. I remember the hand scene. God, don't let me forget about that."
Yeah.
But then he obviously just slammed Cena down. He goes, "I ain't going anywhere, man. I'm getting this title back," and he just didn't go anywhere. So I don't know what's going on with him. He wants to spend time with his daughter and stuff. So I just thought it might have been an easy way out, but I don't know. So we're back to Jericho and Orton. Okay match, speak for itself. Again, I thought we was going to see the punt kick here because I know Jericho again's taking off with Fozzy. I don't know when. So I thought, okay, if because Orton did go for the punt kick, I thought if he got to the punt kick, obviously that's Jericho's outing, but he didn't get the punt kick in. He didn't do the punt. He didn't get him in, did he? Did he get it or didn't he? He didn't.
No. He set it up and Jericho just dodged it and whatnot, and then that was it.
Yeah, so Orton speaks for itself. Since Jericho is leaving, it's hard to see really how Jericho would go over Orton. It's true, Orton won the match. I've got to say, Orton did win the match, but it was hard to see Jericho would go over someone when basically he's leaving soon anyway. And of course, it's Randy Orton, the Authority, so it was a clear winner that was going to be Randy Orton anyway. They wouldn't put someone over who's one going to leave the company soon anyway, and two just hasn't made really much of an impression since he returned anyway. So it wasn't. The match started out quite good in the start.
Yeah.
Pulls him up with some near fall kickouts. I think he gets in the walls of Jericho at some point. Or fights out the walls of Jericho. Orton hits Jericho with DDT, but Jericho hits out of nowhere Codebreaker. But Orton kicks out. So Orton kicking out the Codebreaker was quite a shock to me because not many people kicked out the Codebreaker. Jericho gets walls locked in, but it wasn't enough to make it one tap. Jericho regains control. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so obviously the end was basically what's written here. Obviously it sets up for an obvious one. Jericho regains control and goes to the top rope. So you knew exclusively, that's probably not the right choice of words. You knew straight away when Jericho was going to the top rope and Orton was slowly turning around. You knew exactly what was going to go happen.
Yeah.
I've written it here, right, look, go. In fact, even though I'm right, yeah. So he obviously, Jericho dives into an RKO. This is what I wrote down. Hang on, this is what I wrote down on the thing. Hang on, Jericho's control. Yeah, Jericho regains control and goes to the top rope with Orton slowly getting up right away. You can already tell what's going to happen here. In fact, even though I'm writing this down, I'll let you have a guess. Go. ... If you guessed Jericho dives into an RKO, then you would be right. Where is Bob Monkhouse for this moment? So Jericho obviously dives into an RKO. It was obvious it was going to happen. Pulls it off again. He did it well in SummerSlam when he got Roman Reigns in it. So the crowd was shouting, "This is awesome." Once again, let's see why. It was mediocre. Have you got any more to say about that?
Well, no, it should have just been a match that was on Raw, basically.
Yeah, it felt like a Raw match. The ending, not so bad. Typical Orton, typical ending, not really showing much.
The setup was pretty pathetic for it as well, wasn't it? I think the only Raw I've watched, I watched 2 Raws in the past month because I've read about what happens in them, and apparently I've missed nothing. So, but yeah, so the season premiere of Raw. Why they kept calling it that, I have no fucking clue.
No, I don't know that either.
It's because I know a lot of programs have a season premiere in September in America. That's like that's when a lot of programs start in America in September, and it's like for it to be a season premiere, you need to have had an end, even if it was just for 2 weeks, like with no Raw.
Yeah.
And then, technically that would call it a season. Then I think they're just doing it because all of the programs have a season premiere on fucking September, so they're trying to make themselves look like a proper program when they're not. They're a wrestling show.
Yeah,
but not that Vinnie Mac would want you to call it that. It's sports entertainment, and it shouldn't be called wrestling ever.
No. But yeah, I get your point. I always wonder why it's called season premiere, and obviously Orton attacks Jericho during the match and goes, talk about the season premiere, and it's
and I was like, okay, Is that it? Okay. Bye.
Nothing more, nothing said. He's just going to attack him out of nowhere. By God, out of nowhere. You know, he doesn't make any statement, just a pure, simple attack, and then that was it. We didn't see anything from the matter, realistically, after that. So, which led to a match of Night of Champions. Was it going to lead to a match Hell in a Cell? Well, begging to differ. I mean, Orton can't continue his feud with Roman Reigns, so I'm assuming they just moved him on to Jericho. So, there we go. Anyway, moving on to the 7th match, and of course the second to last main event is obviously another Diva match. They finished, this is not the only time they've finished with a Diva match becoming second to last before the main event. They've had loads of quite a few of those. Now, we had Paige versus Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee for the Divas title. A match I thought was going to be right. This is going to be second best match of the night. It fucking wasn't. It was not really that good. You can even hear talking during this match. If you listen carefully, before the suplex off the top rope, you can hear Paige say to Nikki Bella, "Are you ready?" If you listen, if you didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, I could hear it.
Yeah. So we see Paige, Nikki and AJ, we've had obviously Paige and AJ do a very good feud. We had obviously Paige dominate off Raw. She skipped down the ring and AJ skipped down the ring with her. So we've had those two do work really well together.
And then here comes the McMahons with a fucking crowbar. Here we go. Let's shove this fucking Bella bullshit into a perfectly good feud. Alright, well, fair enough. A lot of people have been like, what's up with this? Is it a lesbian thing or whatever? It's just not making any more sense. Fair enough, it makes more sense than a fucking Bella feud. Oh my god. But, to be fair, I didn't think the match was amazing, but I was going in thinking it was going to be utter fucking shite, and it was okay. It wasn't great.
Really? I was going in thinking it was going to be really good because, I mean, I know we've got Nikki Bella, I know she's, more equal to a chocolate fire guard, but, there we go. But, I mean, Paige, AJ, I thought, okay, first of all, it's a triple threat, and triple threat fatal four-ways usually, regardless if there's a shit wrestling or not, usually make good matches, And I thought, okay, well, if we've got Paige and AJ, they can maybe make Nikki Bella look good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I was thinking, oh, great, Nikki's going to suck the life right out of this match, and she wasn't particularly good in it, but she didn't.
She held up well. She
didn't fuck up as badly as I thought she would have done, and she was wise enough to stay out of the ring for a good few minutes, just selling or whatever, let the actual fucking female wrestlers do their thing. So I mean, I suppose that's where we differ. You were thinking an awesome match and it's crap. I was expecting utter shite, and for me it turned out okay. So.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't the best Diva match we've ever had. I think the best Diva match we've ever had was not triple threat. Triple threat Diva match I think we had was like Trish Stratus versus Mickie James. I think versus possibly Tori Wilson. I don't know if she might have left before then. I think it was a triple threat. I know it involved. I think it might have been Judgment Day. It was Trish. It was a three-way, and I know Beth Phoenix, Mickie James and one other, and Beth Phoenix managed to pick up both Divas on her shoulder while slamming them down. I miss Beth Phoenix, man. Beth Phoenix was awesome. Do you know? You don't know Beth Phoenix?
I know of her. I've seen I've watched bits and segments, and
she was an awesome Diva.
And the second ever female to be in the Royal Rumble, I believe.
Yeah. And to eliminate the Great Khali.
No. The first ever female in the Royal Rumble. Yes, because China doesn't exist.
Exactly. Even though she won, so much in her career, even winning the first woman to win the United States Intercontinental title, but no, apparently it doesn't.
She even had a match for the title against Trish back in '99.
Yeah. So
either way, but that doesn't matter.
There we go. It doesn't matter. but and she also Beth Phoenix eliminated the Great Khali as well from the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean Beth Phoenix, she was a good wrestler. She was an awesome wrestler. If it had been, I just thought Paige versus AJ versus Beth Phoenix would probably be my. People have fantasy matches. Well, that would probably be my fantasy match. That would be true amazing talents there. So, yeah. I'll agree a little bit with what you said. The match wasn't too bad. The match pretty much was spent most of the time, wasn't even really a freeway. What would happen is another Diva would get in the ring, throw the other one outside the ring, those two would fight, the other one would get back in and throw another one out the ring and then they would wrestle. You know what I mean? They rarely had any, kind of triple threat thing. I mean, we had the top rope off the suplex. We had that main move, which looked pretty good. Yep. And then pretty much after that, AJ grabs Nikki Bella, throws her onto the floor pretty hard, and then basically, how does AJ get? AJ gets the title back, which again, stupid. It was, again, more uncreativeness. I don't know why they made Paige win the title off AJ at SummerSlam. She won it back at SummerSlam, didn't she, Paige?
Yes, she did.
She did, yeah, and now they've just given it back to AJ. They had no reason to go back to AJ. I thought Paige was a good champion. They've been playing out this feud really well, and they're just giving it back. It's like, oh, you know what? Someone must have been drunk and must have thought, you know what? We just lost the titles a month ago. Let's make them maybe win them back. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Why? AJ did not need to win the title back, and now we're probably going to see the end of the feud now anyway. So,
nah, they'll carry it on because they're the only fucking female. They're the only one that keep the Divas title.
Decent. Yeah,
and apparently I've read dirt sheet alert, as Raven would say. Apparently anyone who's on like Total Divas, the show, you know, as a permanent character. Apparently they're not supposed to win the Divas title. You know, even if they might put them in matches, but they're not supposed to actually have the title.
Oh, really? Okay. So let me just recap what you're saying there. So you're saying that anyone who's on Total Divas is not supposed to be a Divas champion?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen like little clips, so I know it focuses on a lot of divas, but I know like some people just like, you know, will show up in an episode or two. So I don't think it's like literally any diva, you know, even like. You know, they might say something off camera to somebody, you know, like you can hear them in the back, we're not getting a title shot, but no, it's, because obviously, if they're the champion, they're gonna do a lot more work and shit, so they can't really be filming the shit, you see.
I don't think that's a dirt sheet, or kayfabe or bollocks or report or whatever. I think that's pretty true, actually. I think that's an accurate report you read. I didn't read that, but I think that is a pretty accurate report. It seems that you just literally poked a hole in that logic by saying if you're a champion, you've got to work more. So obviously they can't work a reality show if they're being a champion. You know what I mean? So, so I think, so I didn't read that. So thank you for insightful for that. Not like anyone should ever watch the shit.
Although you didn't like, I mean, I don't think it was great. You know, putting it right back to AJ, but at least it didn't go to Nikki, so that's something.
To be fair, I've got no problems against AJ. Great wrestler. Paige and AJ are two of the best divas on the roster, along with Natalia as well. So we haven't got much talent diva-wise on it. And obviously you did that massive rant on the last podcast about how much you hated the Bellas and the whole betrayal thing of Nikki helping Stephanie win the match. You went on, and it's a shame we can't have a little snippet right now of you going through that rant right now of you saying that again, because it was just fucking hilarious. It was great. It was fucking mind-boggling. But I honestly thought a little bit that Nikki was going to walk out with the title. It would have obviously been bad, and my god, if she had walked out with the title, it would be now you talking and how much you would have hated that. But it would have been, it wouldn't have been what's best for business if she had won the title, to be honest. If anything, Nikki's not ready. You know, she shouldn't have really been in this match, but of course she's got to play the main heel, you know, and obviously so she's got to be put in title matches like this. So, no, go on.
That's it, man. I'm fed up of talking about it. The fucking Bellas and that shite. But
so we see AJ throws Nikki off the ring, hits the fall pretty loud. Later on, AJ goes to the Black Widow, but Paige, after the type of there, but Paige gets out. AJ gets her back in it, and of course, obviously I'm assuming she taps out, and then obviously, you know, wins it again. So yeah.
Did you know Brie Bella once tapped out, but Nikki never told anyone?
No, she never told anyone. That, you know.
Yeah.
She once wore the same clothes as her sister to the ring, but she never told anyone that as well.
Yeah. Just get her on the
used to hide under the ring when they first debated, you know. She didn't tell anyone that either.
I didn't know about that. I actually read that on Wikipedia. That was like their entrance to WWE, you know. She was
that was their big thing, they would swap underneath the thing,
If anyone's wondering what the hell we're talking about, because we've avoided talking about the fucking... Well, we just said the Bella fucking feud. That fucking got off Raw with 15 segments of Nikki Bella talking to camera, which is the worst idea imaginable. Given all these fake bullshit stories about when we were growing up, I had a car in my name and then she crashed it, but I never told anyone. She stole my boyfriend and I never told anyone.
I don't think car in my name and she crashed it was actually a thing what she said. But
it wasn't said precisely like that. It was just said like, oh, she told it, but then like she stole my driver's license and then gave that to the cop. That's actually one of the segments. I'm not taking the piss.
Yeah. She was saying like, oh yeah, you know, she went after the boyfriend I like. You know, I never told anyone that. You know, it's just they were just like they were awkward. You know, you cringe over your stories. You know, just okay.
I don't get why are they pushing the bells so much? You'd think there's like a brand new season of Total Divas coming up or something. You know, it's like just aired. Like they were trying to promote that or something, but that couldn't possibly be what's going on.
No, why would possibly be that? No, Divas has had it done, you know. Anyway, before we get complete hate for slagging off the Divas, but I'm sure many of us would agree.
No, not the Divas, just the fucking Bellas.
Just the Bellas, yeah, just the Bellas, and probably everyone that works.
I'd say even Marie, but luckily I don't see her, so I don't give a shit.
Well, no one gives a shit about her anyway. Trust me, she probably is the worst talent on the roster.
And what is it? The two Funkadactyls, was it? Cameron and Naomi. Isn't Naomi the good one who had that eye patch a while back?
Yeah.
And then Cameron's the other one. Wasn't it like, yeah, she's pretty crap. And then, was it the night after the Night of Champions on Raw? Don't they have a match? And like she puts a leg over like the back of Cameron. You know, Cameron's lying face down on the floor. Puts a leg over, and she's like, doesn't look down. And she goes, "Ref, pin, go on, count the pin."
She was on the pin.
It's like, yeah, it's just like everyone. It's just like, she's not on her back, you fucking idiot. Look downwards. So yeah. So basically, I'm not saying fuck all the Divas. Just most of them.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, Naomi, the one with the eye patch, she is actually a really good wrestler. She's a good wrestler. Yeah, but the other one, again, just needs work. I'm glad they've split up the Funkadactyls now anyway, because that was just, now there's no Brodus Clay. I don't even know what happened to Brodus Clay. I think he got released in the last, spring cleaning. I think Brodus Clay got released.
At Black Thursday, as the IWC referred to it as.
Yeah, so let's move on to the main event of the evening, the Mr. Ass Kicker, the one who put the 1 in 21 in 1. And God, when you're really pissed, try and say that, because it doesn't come out the same way as fucking Paul Heyman says it. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the title again. And right. Okay, you're probably just expecting me to say a wormful full of hate about this. I will a little bit and a lot. A little bit because of the ending, but the ending kind of saved the match, but didn't at the same time. Now, the match was I would say the match was quite good. Not amazing, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously, SummerSlam was obviously a great fest for Brock Lesnar. They even analysed before the match that Cena was off his feet. Like, what was it, like fucking 1/3, like 28 minutes of the match. There was like 16 suplexes in the match. You know, like
28 minutes. The match was only 16 minutes long.
I know, but didn't you see like the breakdown where they? I don't know if they showed this on Raw or the build up for the promo.
It must have been Raw, because I didn't see that when I watched Night Champions.
They showed on Raw like how much time John Cena was off his feet at SummerSlam, how many offensive moves, how much time it took him to get offense. It was basically like watching a football match. They broke it down like literally a little part. So basically we saw Cena versus Brock 2, but a little bit better. John Cena basically had his arse handed to him, which was a good thing in my opinion. I don't need to go over that again because I said it on thingy. So John Cena fights back a lot this time. He basically reverses. He did not do 16 German suplexes this time. I think it starts off with
although definitely when he did quite a few, but I started counting them the other second he started off. I was like, right, there's one. Hey, go on, how long to the next one? Yeah,
he did. I think he did like 2 or 4, and he did 4. He did quite a few of them. But Cena had more offense. He had more offense style. I think as soon as the match started, he hit an AA like straight away. I think, like Brock did when he hit F5.
He did like fucking 4 FU. Oh, sorry, AAs. I keep saying FU and shit. So it's AAs, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer to say the FU. So it was pretty enjoyable, but wasn't that much. So basically, it was SummerSlam, but John Cena had more leverage basically in this match. But Brock did the Kamara lock again in this match. He didn't do the Kamara lock in the SummerSlam match, but he's doing the Kamara lock a lot more in this one. I think Cena did like 4 AAs in a total in this one. He did like tons of AAs.
It was. I hate to admit it, I actually kind of enjoyed the match. It was still a lot basically Lesnar just kicking the shit out of him, but
Yeah, no, I mean that's
more.
what he should do. Lesnar's a beast. Lesnar's not there. People keep moaning about, oh no, Lesnar just all he does is he doesn't wrestle properly. He's not there to wrestle. He's a beast. He's a destroyer. He's not there to be the next Chris Benoit. Okay, that's a very wrong metaphor. He's not there to be the next Eddie Guerrero. To do German suplexes, and he's not a technical wrestler. He's there
he was back in the day, but since he left, I'm guessing he focused more on his MMA stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Remember the WrestleMania 19 main events? I was so bought into that because they touted it as like two of the greatest amateur professional wrestlers of all time.
Was that?
Well, of all time, but they were Lesnar versus Angle.
Yeah, that was an amazing match.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they built it up with just like obviously with the storyline, but also they touted it as like these are two like absolutely amazing amateur wrestlers, and you're gonna get a fucking amazing. I mean. You understand when I say amateur? I don't mean amateur as in bad. I mean amateur as in like it's actually wrestling moves and proper locks and shit. It's not fucking sensationalized silliness.
They were like technical about it. Yeah, because that was well, except for Brock almost killing himself with the shooting star press.
Yeah, that was. I watched it. I thought it was awesome. I didn't. Well, I was like 15 at the time. I was 14 at the time, but and I didn't see him knock himself out. You see, I just thought, he just, Angle roll out of the way and missed it. So I was like, but yeah. Then you saw the documentary about it, on the WrestleMania 20 DVD, like WrestleMania the movie, and it shows like, fucking Brock Lesnar was out, fucking more or less knocked himself out cold. And then when he because he used to do that move back in
I know he does the shooting star press, but it looked to me, I don't even know, he just went up, did the flip, and then just landed on his head. I don't know if Angle was supposed to move or like maybe did it wrong. I don't know what.
Either way, I think if he did the move wrong, I mean Angle did the right thing by rolling out of the way to make it look like that was supposed to happen. And then, but yeah, what I was saying, when he got knocked out, apparently there's some footage of him backstage, and he was like, I didn't know what he was. He was just, the medic was trying to get him to sit down, but he was like, no, he was getting a bit angry. Not like he wasn't going nuts or anything, but he was just like, cause he doesn't know what he was, so they can't really fucking physically restrain him, because if they do, then he can start getting violent. If he's knocked out, on his, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so it's a bad idea. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, then back to now. Yeah, it's not so much amateur wrestling, it's fucking, a beast versus 5 moves of doom, and I'll take the beast any day of the week.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but so many people got pissed off at what Brock Lesnar did. I think I like what Brock. I'm not a fan of Brock. I don't really like Brock.
Neither do I. But the thing is,
but I'm glad he's there because he's supposed to just kick ass. I mean, my wife was like, oh, but Brock doesn't really do much. He just beat the shit out of him. I was like, yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. He was there just to. That's what's good about Brock Lesnar. He's not there to do or not German suplex. He's not there to do suplexes and backdrops and face busters, and he's there just to basically knee them, throw them, F5 them, and win them, crash them. He's there to strike fear into opponents. Not there to basically be crowned, the most technical wrestler of all time. You know what I mean? And that's what I loved about SummerSlam. So we moved on from this. It was enjoyable. We see John Cena with a bit more offense this time. Brock was doing the Kimura lock a lot more, but basically John Cena hits probably about 5 AAs. But that was basically it. Towards the end of the match, John Cena hits the STFU or the what is it? What's the new name for the STFU now? That submission he does. STF, the STF. He does the FTF. He pulls him back. STF pulls him back. STF. And apparently, according to John Cena, he had it won. According to he said on Raw, when Seth Rollins cuts a promo and he comes out, John Cena comes out as well and says, I had it won. We all know that I had the Beast won. He was knocked out apparently due to the FTF, due to these things. And apparently, he was going to tap out, and who comes down? Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank, hits Cena across the back, basically throws John Cena over.
Yeah.
Go on, you can do a better description of this, right? You go on. What happened after that?
I hated this ending, but not for the same reason everyone else hated it. It's a very specific thing which I fucking hate. Alright, I thought it's a shame we're not going to get a proper ending. But to be honest, at least we didn't get Cena going over, so that's fucking fine with me, even though it was a bit stupid. But yeah, as you said, Seth Rollins comes out. Hits John Cena, disqualification. John Cena wins, lol, but doesn't get the title. So I was like, well, okay, that's fine. And then, And then the interesting thing happens, like Seth Rollins cashes in against Lesnar. You think, like, you know, he'd somehow get John Cena. You know, if John Cena did win it, you know, that would have been a good way to do it. Just let Cena win the match, get the belt, and then you know, him come in and cash it against Cena. That'd be awesome. But yeah, the interesting thing was, he comes in and gets him disqualified and cashes against Lesnar, which is, you know, you sure about that, mate? You're about fucking a quarter of his size. And it comes in, does the curb stomp, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I mean, no, he didn't get a proper finish to the match, but this is doing very interesting. Okay, yeah. And he hands the briefcase to the ref, right? He's like, alright, hang on. No Ambrose. No, okay. Hands the briefcase. Well, he doesn't do that. I was doing that. I was like, no Ambrose. Alright, so there's no Ambrose interference.
He vowed that he wasn't ever going to be able to cash in because of it.
Yeah. And it's like, the ref accepts it. The ref accepts the Money in the Bank briefcase, which is technically when it is cashed in. The ref gets the announcer to announce Seth Rollins has cashed in his Money in the Bank. So that is confirmed.
It's pretty much confirmed.
Cashed in. And then he gets back in the ring. Well, no, he tends to get back in. Cena Lol comes in, hits him once, throws him out the ring. Seth Rollins runs up the ramp, and then the announcers start going, the bell didn't ring, you didn't cash it in, the bell didn't ring. It's like, no, it was fucking cashed in. Fuck you. Don't you fucking... it was just, that was the thing. I didn't mind the dusty finish. I didn't mind, Seth Rollins cashing in. That would have been interesting. Even mind too much if Cena interfered with him. But if it was like to cost him the Money in the Bank or something like that, that would have been a bit more interesting. But to have them literally announce it was cashed in, because I mean, at least the audience at home have the announcers covering their fucking asses by saying, "Oh, the bell never rang." The audience at home, the audience in the arena don't fucking know. They just heard the announcements. It's been cashed in. It's like, and that was it. That's what I fucking hated about it. Not all the other stuff. That was fine. Just saying, it was cashed in, and then, oh no, bell didn't ring. It's like, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck
exactly.
You.
I mean, we did have, we did have the announcer say he's cashing in. But, apparently to make it official, the bell has to ring, apparently, or it's not an official match. Well, that's what Michael Cole was like, oh my god, but the bell didn't ring, King. The bell didn't ring,
that was Vinnie Mac yelling down the earphones, just, tell them the bell didn't ring, damn it.
Well, they have done that before, but apparently because the bell has to ring for it to basically signify, even though the announcer said that he's officially cashing his Money in the Bank, he basically got up to do it. It was all official except for the bell, but apparently because the bell didn't win, and obviously, he was stopped by John Cena.
Even if, Cena came in and caused the disqualification, the Money in the Bank, is that like a normal disqualification match, or is it like a no DQ match?
No, it becomes it's a normal match, so he can.
So I mean, even if Cena come in, interfered, and caused him a disqualification,
I think that
I would have accepted that rather than a stupid fucking he's cashed it in. Oh no, the bell didn't ring. Even then, he could have carried on with a more interesting idea though, like Cena causes disqualification for Rollins and whatnot, and then you could have the Authority come in like, hey, sorry, that's my shit Triple H impression, but they could have given him a brand new Money in the Bank contract, would have got him super fucking heat, and it would have been they could have done a Rollins Cena thing, which I assume is what they're going to be doing for Hell in a Cell. And I mean, I'm not one of those wankers who fucking comes up with all this fantasy booking. I've literally just thought that up, and it's 10 times better than what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I mean,
but there you go. That's my rant over. I'm done, man. Oh yeah, where's Bray Wyatt? No, other than that, I'm done.
No, I mean, Bray Wyatt wasn't used. He wasn't even used on Raw the next day. Before I go into my match analysis quickly, it's been where the hell has Fandango been? Where is Big E Langston? And apparently I put this on Facebook as well, you might have obviously seen it, but it's hard now because your bloody Facebook name has changed, and every time you comment or like something, I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I have to remember it's you.
because I got drunk and changed my name to a joke, and now Facebook won't let me change it back for 2 whole months.
I'm surprised they even allowed you that name in the bloody first place.
Well, it's not offensive. There's no swearing in it. Or
no, I know. It's just a funny choice of words put together. I'm surprised they even allowed him. You must know that that's not a real bloody name.
It's a reference off an old TV show. I'll send you the link later.
Yeah. Anyway, so obviously, apparently, because I said where's Kofi Kingston? Apparently, they were doing this thing with Kofi, Big E, and Elijah Woods apparently doing the stable. But we haven't seen Fandango in a while. That's the one thing I'm going to put out there. We have not seen Fandango in a while.
And here's the thing I'm going to put out there. Thank fuck.
No, I actually don't mind Fandango. I actually do not mind him. He's not a bad wrestler. He might not be stuck in the best gimmick ever, but he's not that bad of a wrestler. Anyway, so Jack said it better. Obviously,
Pete said it better.
Pete.
It's my monarch. I'm kidding, man. You can call me whatever you want. So
whatever. This person who I call my friend, but really is a complete bastard. I agree with him a lot. What John Cena, Brock Lesnar was. The ending itself. I didn't mind the ending as well. If Rollins had cashed in and won the title, I think that probably would have stopped giving me a lot of hate towards the pay-per-view. I probably would have liked it a little bit more, but only because it might have saved it a little bit from the downfall as it was. The pay-per-view was already in the bloody Box Trolls movie, go away. The pay-per-view was already in a downfall as it was anyway, so I thought, if Seth had won the title from cashing in, because this is Brock Lesnar, when is Seth going to ever get the chance to cash in on the Beast Incarnate, So they did. The ending was written very well. Cena didn't win the title back. Brock didn't get a clear win. So I don't know. If these two was to go to Hell in a Cell and have it in the cell, I think we could have a good match right there. I know a lot of the Hell in a Cell matches are watered down now. I know they're not as good as Mankind and Taker and Triple H and
I think the really last good. I think that really Nash. Oh god, that fucking one was shite. But the last really good Hell in a Cell one I remember was
Nash and Triple H. Hell in a Cell, that wasn't too bad. All right. Triple H and Chris Jericho. That was a good one.
That was okay, but the last one I remember that was really good.
Jack and Triple H. Come on, you can't beat that. That was.
What are you on about? Of course, I love that one. I'm on about one of the ones that are iconic. The last one I remember being really good, and probably the last one I actually had blood in it, was October 2002. No Mercy. Taker and Lesnar with a really weird storyline that's kind of weird. It was really fucking weird. I didn't actually like that Hell in a Cell because basically it was Lesnar going over all the time. Taker barely had any advantage. I wasn't happy about that, but I mean it was a pretty decent match. It was brutal. It was it was Lesnar versus Taker where Taker could actually still wrestle a bit. No offense to him, but he's getting on, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
But there you go. But that's me. So we'll see what this Hell in a Cell holds for us.
We might have Cena and Brock because technically Cena got his rematch, but technically he didn't win the rematch. It was in the DQ, so they might decide, Cena gets another match. Actually, one of the best Hell in a Cell matches is actually Edge and Undertaker at SummerSlam. That match was fantastic.
I've not seen it properly, but I've seen the last 5 minutes of it. It was a clip on YouTube. Slams him through the ring, and then the ring starts.
See if you can find the whole match. Find the whole pay-per-view live, or just watch that match. That match probably was the best Hell in a Cell match before they watered it down. It was fantastic. I love that match. It was one of the best. And seeing DX and Shane McMahon, Vince and Big Show versus DX.
I watched that on YouTube a few months back. It was entertaining, but.
You can see Triple H fuck up a knee drop in that one as well, which is quite funny. Anyway, so...
I noticed that was when they introduced the slightly redesigned cell, it was a lot taller and shit.
A little bit taller.
And it was heavily reinforced, and I wonder, they did that, are they expecting Big Show to get on there or something? I think it was just to actually made it taller to prevent anyone even getting a smart idea of trying to climb it,
Yeah, pretty much.
But there you go, that's speculation, and that's all I am.
Maybe we might see Cena and Lesnar Hell in a Cell. It was not a bad ending, but overall, Night of Champions to me was Night of Disappointment. All they changed 3 belts. I was happy with the tag team titles. Intercontinental title changed, that was uncreative. Diva match changed, that was again uncreative. The matches that wasn't title matches were letdowns. Rusev and Henry was a major letdown. Jericho and Orton just felt like basically watching paint dry a little bit. Brock Lesnar, Cena, not too bad. We didn't get the match that was probably going to be really good, which we saw on Raw, unfortunately, but things happen. I hope Roman Reigns does get better soon, and hopefully he's not out for too long, because we've already got because I'm starting to miss Daniel Bryan now. I'm really starting to miss Daniel Bryan, I mean, I'm like hardly anyone wears yes shirts anymore. I'm thinking, God, I mean, we haven't had an update from him in ages, and his neck must be getting better now, it must be. So Cena Lesnar was what it was, a little bit better, a little bit on SummerSlam. Cena had the more offense, more AAs, the Chimera lock. Lesnar gets him down. You can see the bruise apparently from the knees from SummerSlam. He basically weakens him. Seth comes in, tries to cash in, but so it's a failed cash in. I'm going to say Seth's first failed cash in without Dean Ambrose being there, So that was not a champion. Overall, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It was such a disappointment. Thank God this was not box office. I don't care if I have to pay money to Virgin Media a month to reach Sky Sports. I would not have liked to have paid £15 for this, because no. So we move on to Hell in a Cell. We've got a little bit of an announcement to make at Hell in a Cell, because we will be going on break at the end of the year. We hopefully, maybe, we don't know. It depends with Pete, because he's obviously busy, but we'll say more about that at Hell in a Cell. So unless you've got any other final words to add in there?
No, well, I'll give you my score for Night of Champions. Fuck you out of 10. That's what it is. Fuck you. Sorry, no, not you. Sorry, fuck you. Creative out of 10.
Yeah, right. So we've got Hell in a Cell coming up. I don't know when that is. I think when is that? October? End of October, maybe?
It's an easy mathematical equation. One pay-per-view ends 4 weeks from after that.
Right, so it's not going to be so it's going to be the 19th then, the 19th or the 12th. So the 19th or the 26th. It's either going to be the 19th or the 26th. It's probably going to be 9th. Don't they usually have 2 pay-per-views in October though? One at the start.
No, they did, but they shoved Battleground into July instead. So they had. So
I wanted to bring back Vengeance, and I'm not going to go on that because you'll probably let's bring back fucking Judgment Day.
Let's bring back Armageddon for that theme tune.
Yes, let's bring back Backlash. Let's bring back Armageddon. Let's bring back
No
Judgment Day, Taboo, Cyber Sunday. No,
fuck those. They were not. Cyber Sunday was not when I was watching it. Fuck that shit. No.
It was a pretty cool pay-per-view. Look it up. It wasn't too bad. It was all
I watched snippets of it on the network when I used to have it. But it was alright. But I just meant it's like the old classic pay-per-views. No way out. Over the edge. Not over the edge. Sorry. But fucking. The other one, just the classic ones.
Ring even, man.
About
going back fully loaded, man. Think about that.
Remember when King of the Ring was one of the big 5 that they would never change whatsoever? Then all of a sudden, bam, it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. I don't see why they just didn't keep Backlash. That was a good, typical January. Well, I think January's pay-per-view. I don't know what they're going to do with it anyway.
And even the title makes sense for WrestleMania. It's the Backlash from WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, one more thing I want to say before we head out. The Titantrons now, the actual Trons themselves, have gotten so shit. I mean, usually in Night of Champions, you would see I don't know if you ever saw it, but you used to see a big kind of red carpet cloth hanging down with all the titles, beside the big screen. You know what I mean? But now it's
the budget cuts. Because I mean, it's it's not been like a third.
They're like $1 billion company, though.
Yeah, and they've been trying to roll back. They're trying to cut out $20 million worth of the budget. So basically, yeah. So I mean, I remember because when I started watching last year SummerSlam, I was like, "Whoa, fucking hell! Look at the size of this bloody stage and all this shit going on. What the fuck?" And then more like that throughout the year, WrestleMania, everything, and then this year, after the budget cuts happened, SummerSlam, I know straight away the arena was missing half that shit, and it was just basically, it was just Raw. It was the Raw set, because all they need to do is change the graphics on it, don't they?
Yeah,
that was it. And
much,
same with Night of Champions, exact same set, and it's just it's a shame, but then again,
it was just the Raw Titantron. Usually they have big things hanging down with the belts, big buff and that, but.
There you go. So again, that's
the reason why. Okay. I mean, I understand. They must obviously burn through a lot of money making pay-per-views and big aprons and
the whole stock thing and fuck up of the network and firing a lot of stars and shit. So it's all going downhill for WWE.
Do you know how much the network is going to be in the UK? Have you seen how much it is?
$9.99.
No, it's not. It's actually $5.95.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty much what I was paying, because conversion rate's $10 is about £6. So
yeah, so £6. So yeah, there was people thinking it was going to be a tenner. So anyway, we'll talk maybe a little bit of one-off podcast special, since Pete's not going to be around a little towards the end of the year, about the WWE Network, because I'll be officially getting it at the start of October, which is actually now in, oh my god, it's actually now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days time. 5 days time. I can guarantee you the launch of it, and the day one and the launch of it in the UK, it's going to be fucking terrible. And I'm kind of praying it's not only going to be PayPal involved. Hopefully they might set up some sort of debit cards, maybe sort of debit
cards as well. It's just that if you're English trying to access the American one, the only way to do it is through PayPal, because if you try...
Oh, so they will have a debit version?
Yeah, because if you try to put in an English debit card through that thing, they'd instantly tell that you weren't in America, so you wouldn't be able to process you.
Okay, well...
But that doesn't matter now to any of our UK listeners, because now it's coming out in the UK, so...
Exactly. In fact, it'll be out the next time we have the podcast, so hopefully we'd have all grown enjoying it. Anyway, so I have been able to...
I suppose if we do, as you said, it's going to be tricky towards the end of the year doing some podcasts, but if we can't do the end of the year pay-per-view or whatever, maybe we should have a little, as you were saying, we should have a little special about the network, because I've had it for 6 months, the American version, and you'll have had it for the English version for a few months by that point, so we can maybe...
Let's see if I can afford it as well.
Yeah, if you can afford it, and compare some notes and shit, and see if... see what you think about it and all this and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be good. It won't kill a lot of time, but that's something good. Anyway, we'll talk more about that towards the end, and that's one hell in itself. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed anything we said, please leave a like. Leave a like if you think that it was a shit pay-per-view. Because it wasn't. It wasn't shit, but it was not a disappointment in my eyes.
It was Battleground 2.0, bitch.
It was that, yeah. We could have ended with you saying that, but we're not going to end there. Thank you again for listening to us for over an hour, which I think we've had no technical problems this time, which is fucking fantastic. Again, as I said on every podcast, we don't use the best equipment or anything like that, and I'm sorry for my listeners. Yeah, I'm sorry for my listeners that it's always, these podcasts always go up late, unfortunately. It's a little bit of me and
mostly me.
Mostly you.
Everyone's got a price for the $1 million man.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in Hell in a Cell. See you then.
Is the toilet going off in the background, huh?
Toilet? No, that's the tap.
There you go. So yeah, ironically, the sound of toilets. Yep, that's the sound of Night of Champions. Good night, everyone.
Good night.